Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at a band called Heilung. I've heard of them in passing before, but I've never actually listened to their music as far as I'm aware, and obviously that meant I had to do a little bit of reading up on them, and I found Heilung is an experimental folk band founded in 2014 by Kai Yue Faust, a tattoo artist specialising in Old Norse tattoos. Other members are Christopher Yule and Maria Franz of the trio Songleker, and a progressive pop rock band Usen. In 2015, the band released their debut album Off Near, independently I believe, and the band itself is made up of members from Denmark, Norway and Germany. Their music is based on texts from artifacts of the Iron Age and Viking Age. They describe their music as amplified history from early medieval Northern Europe. And the band name Heilung is German for healing. So there you go. So very Norse heavy themes in this music apparently. Now, the song I'm going to look at is called Krigsgaldr. I have found lyrics for it. Some of it does appear to be in a foreign language, however. And so, yeah, we'll see what we can find out. And I'm very intrigued to see what this is like. So, I've been instructed that I should check out the live version of this track, so that's what I'm doing. And I think we'll just get straight to it, shall we? So, Krigsgaldr by Heilung. Now I'm going to pause that there for a second, because this is quite interesting. The music, all in all, is very intriguing. It's got an almost tribal feel to it. It's got some metallic sounds in the background. I'm not entirely sure where that's coming from. It's very interesting, and she has got a good voice. And the opening to this song is sung in a foreign language. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce what was said, but there is some information here about these opening lines, and it says the repeated chorus in this song is based on an ancient Norse poem inscribed into the Egja stone, a 7th century gravestone that was uncovered on a Norwegian farm in 1917. As the inscription is only partially preserved, there is no agreed upon direct translation from the runic inscription to modern day Norse. As a result, the tract supplied as the official lyrics by Heilung is mainly a phonetic interpretation of the second of the stone's 3 panels. It is generally agreed upon, however, that the full inscription relates to a funeral, possibly detailing the manner of death of the grave's occupant, and a blessing to ensure their safe passage to the afterlife. So, I'm choking on air here, so give me a second. So, these opening verses, nobody actually knows exactly what they mean. There is no actual translation for it, but it is collectively agreed upon that it is something to do with a person's journey to the afterlife. So that's sort of setting up a thing for the song, possibly. So I'm intrigued so far. It's quite interesting. Let's carry on. It's quite a long song as far as I'm aware. So let's see.
What am I supposed to do if I want to talk about peace and understanding? But you only understand the language of the soul. What if I want to make you understand that the path you chose leads to downfall? But you only understand the language of the soul. What if I want to tell you to leave me and my beloved ones in peace? But you only understand the language of the soul. I let the blade be the talker, so my tongue shall become iron. My words the mighty roar of war, revealing my divine anger's arrows shall strike all action for the good of all. I see my reflection in your eyes. My new age has just begun. Sword is soft, the fire of the furnace. It hungers to be hit and wants to have 100 sisters. In the coldest state of their existence, they may dance the maddest in the morass of the red rain. Beloved brother, enemy, I sing my soul song for you, the lullaby of obliteration, so I can wake up with a smile, bliss in my heart and bliss in my heart, bliss in my heart. Coexistence, conflict, compact, devastation, regeneration, transformation. That is the best I can do for you. I see a great loom on the horizon. Promises a powerful sun to rise. No way, although it will make the old fires of purification, purification. Look like dying embers. 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 Be
Well, that was certainly different. Very different. Very unusual. Very, very intriguing. Now, then, as we came back into the song, the English lyrics came into it, and it sounded almost like a conversation, because there was two different parts to it. There was one half that sounded like it almost sounded like Mongolian throat singing the way he was doing it, and then there was a sort of reply that came back, and this was done between the two male founder members, Christopher Yule and Kai Yue Faust, and it went, "What am I supposed to do if you want to talk about peace and understanding, but you only understand the language of the sword? What if I want to make you understand that path? Your choice leads to downfall, but you only understand the language of the sword. What if I want to tell you to leave me and my beloved ones in peace, but you only understand the language of the sword? I let the blade do the talking, so my tongue shall become iron, and my words the mighty roar of war. Revealing my divine anger's arrow shall strike, all action for the good of all. I see my reflection in your eyes, but my new age has just begun. The sword is soft in the fire of the furnace. It hungers to be hit, and wants to have 100 sisters. In the coldest state of their existence, they dance the maddest. In the morass of the red rain, beloved brother enemy, I sing my sword song for you, the lullaby of obliteration, so I can wake up with a smile and bliss in my heart." So, it sounds like a guy talking about defending his, defending his people, defending his, like, either his village, his town, city, whatever you want to call it. It sounds like he's trying to defend it. It's like, what if I want to make you understand, we are here, this is our land, this is the way we live, you cannot come in and destroy our land. What if I try and make you understand that? But the thing is, you won't listen to me speak to you, all you understand is violence, all you want to do is come here and slaughter us all. So, I'll let my blade do the talking, my tongue shall become iron. In other words, I will reply in kind. If you're going to attack us with swords, I will attack you with swords, and I will be victorious. And that's what it sounds like he's talking about. And he said, all action for the good of all. So everything he does is for the benefit of his people, to keep his people safe. I see my reflection in your eyes, but my new age has just begun. I can see you coming at me, and I will kill you. New age has begun. We will eradicate you, and we will once again have peace. We'll be able to live happily the way we want to, without any interference from you anymore. And then he goes into describing a sword being forged. It says the sword is soft in the furnace, in the fire of the furnace. It hungers to be hit. So they're talking about forging swords, and it wants to have 100 sisters. So they want to make enough swords to arm an army. In the coldest state of their existence, they may dance the maddest in the morass of red rain. I love those couple of lines, because in the coldest state, that'll be, the sword as it is, cold hard steel. They will dance the maddest, they'll be swinging around, and it would almost look like a dance. In a morass of red rain, obviously talking about blood flying everywhere. It's a great couple of lines. And it says, beloved brother enemy, I sing my sword song for you, the lullaby of obliteration. Great line. So I can wake up and smile and with a smile and bliss in my heart. I will destroy you, and the next, I'll go to sleep fine. I'll wake up happy, because I know I've protected my people. I have done the right thing. It then went on to say, coexistence, conflict, combat, devastation, regeneration, transformation. That is the best that I can do for you. I see a grey gloom on the horizon that promises a powerful sun to rise, to melt away all moons. It will make the old fires of purification look like dying embers. and then it repeats "Look Like Dying Embers" several more times, and then it goes back to repeat that opening prayer that there's no translation for. So, you know, in that last bit there, coexistence, conflict and combat, devastation, regeneration and transformation. This is the best I can do for you. So basically saying, you know, I will, you know, coexistence, I will try and live with these people, but the moment they attack us, they're done for. I will have them. You know, conflict and combat, devastation, you know, we'll live together, they will come and attack us, we will fight back, we will destroy them. And then regeneration, transformation, you know, we will then build back up whatever losses we had, you know, bring the farms back up. Transformation, we will get back to our normal way of life and be happy once again. This is the best I can do for you. It is everything I will do for you, for my people. You know, I see a grey gloom on the horizon. You know, he knows there's a dark future ahead, but out of it will spring a new day. You know, it says promises a powerful sun to rise. So whilst there is hardship ahead, he knows that on the other side of the hardship there will be a great new day where everything will be just as he promised it. Everything will be great, and everybody will be happy, contented, and safe. So it's quite a good song. Unfortunately, there's nothing telling me what the actual name of the song means, but you know, it was a very, very good piece of music. It was very interesting. It was very, well, I mean, it's described as an experimental folk band, and, you know, I have to say, it's quite an experimental sounding piece of music. They've used some very unconventional instruments. I mean, I mentioned that metallic sound before, and a little while later they showed it as a metal plate with a handful of what appeared to be small bells being slammed into it, and they showed something akin to a drum kit, which wasn't quite a drum kit, and it had tons of tiny little bells hanging on it. So, you know, they've got some very interesting approaches to the music. I'm very intrigued to have a look at something else of theirs at some point, because yes, it's very, very unusual. I will say it is unlike anything I've ever heard before. So yes, I would be quite intrigued to look at something else of theirs, but I can't really think of what else to say about it. Like I said, you know, her voice was good. There was the male voice that sounded like throat singing. There was a second male voice, you know. So again, they've mixed up vocal styles, which, as we all know by now, is something that I really enjoy in music. So yeah, it was intriguing. It was very strange, but I liked it. But I'm going to leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even on my Patreon if you would like to help support me and help me make future videos, possibly even better ones. But do know, if you do suggest a track, it will take me a while to get around to it, as I get suggested so many tracks every single day. My list grows faster than I can record the videos, but I do write down every suggestion I get, so it will get done eventually. It will just take me a while to get around to it. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mainly those that are aimed towards people of the alternative subculture, people who listen to alternative music and wear alternative fashion. But, you know, in general, they want to put an end to all hate crimes in general. It's something that I think definitely needs a lot more attention bringing to it, because every day we hear of hate crimes. We hear of them in the news. You hear about racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, prejudice against disabled people, religious hatred, all that sort of stuff. We hear every single day. But what doesn't get enough attention is these people that are getting violently attacked just because of the music they listen to. You know, it doesn't sound like much, but it is. It is a big problem, and it's happening every single day all over the world. People are getting violently attacked just because they listen to heavy metal music. And it makes no sense to me. You know, you don't attack someone because they listen to opera music. You don't beat someone up because they listen to classical music. You don't beat someone up for listening to trip-hop, dance, hip-hop. You don't attack people because of that. So why do you attack people for listening to heavy metal? It makes no sense. And these aren't people that are just getting sort of like pushed around a bit. These people are getting violently and viciously attacked, you know. And when it comes to the point where a young girl loses her life at the hands of a group of youths, it's gone beyond ridiculous. You know, when a young woman is beaten to death, her boyfriend was severely beaten but thankfully survived, but a young woman was beaten to death by a group of youths because they didn't like her taste in music, they didn't like the clothes that she was wearing. What kind of an excuse is that to attack someone, let alone beat someone to death? It's unacceptable. But this sort of thing happens all over the world every single day. But it just, for the most part, it gets ignored. But it is a hate crime. You are attacking someone because they have a different lifestyle, they have a different opinion to you. That is a hate crime. You know, it's disgusting that this sort of thing actually goes on. You know, you don't attack someone because they like different movies or TV shows to you. You don't attack someone because they like different movies or books or magazines to you, do you? So why do you attack someone for liking different music? It makes no sense. And, you know, it's ridiculous in every sense. You know, there is no justification anyone can possibly give for this happening. And it definitely needs more attention bringing towards it. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation want to do. They want to bring more attention to this so that nobody else has to go through what they went through. You know, they don't want to see another family have to sit by the child's bedside and watch them slowly die because they were brutalized by small-minded people just for being different, just for being an individual. Everybody has the right to be an individual. Nobody has a say otherwise. And, you know, I've been attacked many times because of my choice in music, because of the way that I dress. A load of my friends have been attacked as well. I know some of you out there have as well. You know, it needs more attention bringing to it, and it needs to be stopped. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can pop over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it so much better than I can. And if you can help them in any way at all, even something as simple as one of these Sophie bracelets, they're like £1 in the store. They've got a bunch of other merchandise on there as well, if you want to have a look through that. Any small amount makes the biggest difference, and the sooner we can bring more attention towards this, the sooner we can stamp out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.